So
Thank you, Kevin. and
Mark
good luck,
Tatum is
everyone.
introducing right now.
The 14th
they're
pick
going
in the
backwards to start.
2025
Number
NBA
14.
Draft, presented
Here
by
we
State
go.
Farm, will be made by the San
The
Antonio
Spurs.
Spurs.
San Antonio
Great
receives
Spurs.
this pick
No
from
one feels
Atlanta
bad
due to
for
the
you
DeJounte
at all.
Murray
That's-
trade in
that's their
2022.
Great in the draft.
That's their second
The
lottery
13th
pick.
pick
So
goes
they
to-
still have another lottery
Yeah.
pick.
The Atlanta Hawks.
As expected,
Atlanta
Atlanta
got
receives
that.
this pick,
Yeah.
this pick from Sacramento.
Okay, so when they hold
due
up,
to the
they
Kevin
held up the
Huerter trade in
Hawks
2020.
because like they already knew they weren't going to
Picking
do like
12 in the
Kings
NBA draft
goes to
will be-
Hawks. They just did
Right.
Hawks.
The Chicago Bulls.
Okay, the Bulls got the 12th.
The cuts to the guys just sitting at their booth. Like,
The 11th pick
they
belongs
do not.
to
None of them have any reaction. They're just
the Portland Trailblazers.
That means Dallas has moved inside the top four. The Mavericks
whoa.
have
Wait,
never
what? Wait,
won the
hold
lottery.
on. What's the math on that?
Pick
How are the
number
Mavericks
10 will be
automatically
made
in the
by
top four?
Wait, does that
The
that
Houston
means
Rockets.
they jumped the Sixers?
Did Nico plan
Houston
this?
receives this pick from
How
Phoenix
did
due to multiple.
I need this explained. I thought you would know this. So
No,
I'm concerned now.
The
How
ninth pick
what's the
goes
math
to-
that the Mavericks automatically jump to top four? Yeah, that's
The
I don't
Toronto
know. One less
Raptors.
spot for the Sixers. This is
That
going
means
horribly
the
already.
Spurs are in the
No.
top four
What?
with two teams jumping into the top four. That means the Sixers will lose their
Wait,
pick
they
to the
already
Thunder
have it right
because
now?
it's outside the top
way!
six.
The Sixers already lost.
It's the
eighth pick in
most
the
Sixers
NBA
thing
draft
ever.
belongs to
We got to 9 and they
The
lost.
Brooklyn Nets.
The Sixers are going to be pick 7.
Pick number 7 will be made by
Wait,
Wait,
New
they
Orleans
kept their pick.
Pelicans.
Hold
The
on.
broadcasters. The broadcasters don't even
What
know
in the
what's
emotional roller coaster?
going on. So we do
Picking
have our pick.
sixth.
Wait,
The Washington
wait.
Wizards.
And now
We're gonna be picked.
we're in the top.
Wait,
four.
we're at the top.
What?
Correction now. That means
Wait,
Philadelphia
broadcasters
is in
literally
the
lost
top
their
four.
pick,
So they
right?
make the
Jared
jump,
McCain,
and suddenly
yeah.
Jared McCain
McCain,
is
so-
riding
Okay,
a
so
roller
wait,
coaster.
none
We
of the
all
three
are
teams in the
inside
top
this
four
room.
right
The
now were
Sixers are
projected
in the top
No.
four.
to be had like mathematically in the
fifth
top
pick
four.
So the
in the NBA
Pelicans,
draft
the
will be made
Wizards,
by
and the Jazz were
And
the
the
top.
Hornets.
Utah Jazz.
Yeah, those were the top.
So the Hornets made. This was the most confusing minute and a half of my life.
So the Jazz, Wizards,
And
and,
now we
Pelicans
have
all
our
fell
final
out.
four. Buckle up.
Let's
it is
go.
the Hornets, the Sixers,
We have a chance we
the
didn't
Spurs,
understand.
We have a
and
chance
the
for Cooper Flag.
Mavericks. Draft lottery presented by
Oh
State Farm.
my word, Daryl Moore. That happened so fast.
Look, they're all so Cooper Flag, and they're all so happy that like a bunch of
Yeah.
their teams fell.
Yes,
like the-
Mavericks would be good. Spurs, if the Spurs get the number 1 pick,
Wait, the Spurs. The Spurs.
it's over.
Okay.
The Thunder versus the Spurs will be the next. The Thunder Spurs Western Conference would be like the next Cavs Warriors because it's going to be Flag and Wemby versus the Thunder for just a decade.
Oh my gosh,
That's
If-
insane.
If the Spurs get the first pick, it's rigged. It's rigged.
Yeah. So it's
If the-
Sixers, Spurs, Maverick, all three of those are
Mavs
good, and
and
then the
Hornets.
Hornets. Cooper Flag right now is just rooting,
He's
not
Rooting
Charlotte.
against the Hornets.
Oh,
Dang, what a win though for Dallas. Like,
yeah.
jumping all the way.
So what?
Like the Mavs were about to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
They jumped all the way.
everyone's out on Nico.
They jumped all the way from
They-
like 14 to 4 or 14
Yeah.
to 3. I'm
That's
so confused.
crazy.
How did that
I mean,
happen?
obviously, you'd still rather have Luca, but like that, great for them
Right.
to have
Good for
that
them.
pick.
And they said 2 teams jumped, like 2 teams theoretically jumped us,
Yeah.
we thought.
Yeah, statistically,
And the
mathematically.
broadcast said the Sixers have lost their pick. But then really we jumped 3 teams too. So like
Yeah.
2 teams jumped us.
So what I don't understand still is how did they confirm Spurs and Mavericks that early as top 4? What was the math there?
I don't know.
Someone comment and explain, please.
I don't know. Maybe
This is crazy.
whatever happened, I am just so happy. I thought we lost our pick.
We went. That was what I was expecting. That's the Sixers.
I was fully
That's the
expecting
Sixers result.
when that number 7 card came out. I was like, "This is like my nightmare." I told Owen I had a nightmare.
Oh, we should have said that before. Yeah.
I had a nightmare, and I never have nightmares ever. That the Sixers lost their pick, and they went up, pulled out the card, and it was Sixers, and they had the 7th pick, or it was the Thunder. They would have lost their pick.
Yeah.
And I had a nightmare about that, and so I was fully expecting when that 7th card came out that it was going to be
Nightmare fulfilled.
that it was going to be the Thunder,
Wow.
but it was the Pelicans. And then
In a span of 20 seconds, I think, they said Sixers lost their pick. You were like, here's the 7th one. And then, like, the next pick, it was like Sixers in the top. It happened so fast.
oh my gosh! And now we're going to get a bona fide star. Okay, Owen.
Not guaranteed, but
the four guys.
the top four is
the top four guys are better than the number 1 pick last year.
The tiers
like,
are crazy.
Yeah. So like, whoever we get is literally going to be a number 1 pick from a down year like last year.
Yes.
So we're basically guaranteed a weekend number 1 pick.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes. Which is better
This
than
is
we could have.
amazing.
Yeah. This is
Oh my
great.
gosh.
I told Parker I wore this Eagles shirt because I was trying to bring Eagles draft vibes to the Sixers.
This is like
I think it's working so far.
this is like a little reward for having to sit through all the games that we had to sit through last year.
Well, now just think about the teams that fell out of the. Like, think about the Jazz fans
Oh
who
my
get
God.
no reward for having to sit through
The Wizards.
their last.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel bad for them.
Think about the Wizards fans who've had to sit through this for like 4 years. Or however, when did they? 3 years?
Jared McCain smiling just makes me
Oh.
so happy. Doesn't his smile contagious?
Oh, absolutely. Daryl Morey's sigh of relief on the table of like, oh, thank goodness.
Daryl Morey was just like head down, like I'm so happy right now.
Yeah. Like, you could see the stress leaving his body.
Like,
because if they lost that pick, he's probably
I
out after
guarantee
this
you,
year.
he was thinking the same thing we were thinking.
He probably had a nightmare also.
That they lost their pick.
Yeah.
Like as they were reading it, kept going.
Oh,
going.
yeah. He's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
The math isn't mathing.
He was like, shoot, we just got jumped by these 2 teams. We're done.
Yeah. And
Right.
then he was like, oh, my goodness, we did it.
But we jumped
Yeah, if we-
3 teams. We jumped the Jazz,
Yeah.
Wizards. Jazz, Wizards. What was that third one? We jumped the Jazz, the
Well,
Wizards,
the Hornets made it in. The Pelicans? Did
The
we jump the
Pelicans.
Pelicans? Okay.
the Jazz, Wizards, and the Pelicans.
Dude. If that was stressful for us,
Look at how happy they are.
imagine them. Oh, my word.
All right, all right, all right.
Here we go. Here we go.
Are the Charlotte Hornets,
Oh my gosh.
the San Antonio Spurs,
We're good with anything. We're good with anything.
I really want it to be the
Mavericks.
Sixers or the Spurs. Please.
and once again joining us.
You
for
want it
round
to be the
4 of
Spurs?
It would be
top
awesome.
four
I mean,
it would-
and
it'd be a-
Deputy
it would be
Commissioner
awesome to
But
watch.
crazy for the league.
Officer
All right.
Mark Tatum.
Please be the.
Thanks again,
I want the
Kevin.
Hornets to be the like.
The 4th pick in the NBA draft goes to
I don't like how we don't see the lottery.
the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay. And it's even odds once you get into the top
Yeah,
4?
yeah. No. I don't
Picking
think so.
third.
I don't know.
Because of those 2 teams, we would have better
I don't
odds.
know.
The
Okay.
Philadelphia
3 is
76ers.
good.
All right, we'll
3 is
take
good.
it. I-
Now, if the San
the
Antonio
Spurs are gonna
Spurs
get it.
get Cooper
The
Flag,
Spurs are
The
gonna
second
get it.
pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs.
The Mavericks
That means
got
that
it.
the
the
number one
Mavericks
pick
go from
in the
Luka Doncic to
2025 NBA
Cooper
draft
Flag.
goes to
Imagine if
the
they didn't
Dallas
trade him.
Mavericks.
Well, if they didn't trade him, they might not have had this pick. Ripple effect. That's
Rolando
crazy.
Blackman.
The
Mavericks
Mavericks got the
fans.
first pick.
I'm happy for the Mavericks because their fans
The Dallas Mavericks
can,
have
like,
a
survive now.
1.8%
Right.
chance
Without
to
this, they
win
would have just been
number 1
heartbroken
pick
about Luka. Now they can,
overall
like,
in
move
next month's
on.
draft.
The,
to Cooper Flag.
The Mavs
Wow.
got Cooper Flag.
Okay.
The Spurs were 1 position away.
I mean, still, the Spurs are still gonna get somebody really good.
They
and be loaded,
they are.
but
Wow.
whoa, the fourth
The
lowest
fourth
odds, and they
most
won. And
unlikely.
didn't the Hawks last year have
And that
not
was like
great
4%. The Hawks last year was 4%.
Dude.
Mavericks 1.8% chance to win the lottery. And they won.
So once you get into the top 4, like the odds were still what they were.
This is
previously.
why
It
you should
didn't
gamble,
change.
kids.
Whoa,
1.8%. No,
you
I'm
never
just
know.
kidding. 1.8% chance.
I mean, what can you even say in this interview? Just like, yeah, we're really excited to have the number 1 pick. Don't know who we're gonna take, but
I believe that.
dude, that's insane.
Oh, did you see Concanipple
What
in the
a
back?
lottery.
I think Concaniple's upset because he's like, shoot, I was supposed to
now
go.
he's gonna. You're right.
Concaniple's
Great
gonna
call.
get drafted by like the Washington Wizards, and
Yeah.
like I saw him with his like mouth open, like he in the back. He was like,
He's like, this is where Cooper was supposed to go.
right. So now Cooper Flag's gonna go to like this amazing team. You know, like the Mavericks are actually solid.
The Mavericks now have.
Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag, like this could actually
They
be.
still have Kyrie, right?
They still got Kyrie. This could actually be like a pretty good team if they all get healthy. It's a big if.
Yeah, they're like the Sixers in that way, but
Now the Sixers,
dude, that's a crazy, yeah.
Now the Sixers have the 3rd pick. This is amazing.
They're gonna have one of the whoa, they got Cooper Flag up here quick. So the 2 Rutgers guys, they'll have the 2nd of them, or VJ or Trey Johnson.
They have their. I would say they could just take their pick. This gives them the chance to take their pick of a guy that they want. Like if they were the 5th or 6th pick, they would just get whoever kind of falls to them. Now it's like, okay, you're not getting Cooper Flag, but you can do your homework on VJ Edgecombe, the 2 Rutgers guys, and the Texas guy.
Yeah,
and just take your pick, right?
Yeah. Let's do some quick. You said you like VJ.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Baylor's got a good program. I like VJ. I like how athletic VJ
Baylor
is. I really do. I think he could be a very versatile player, good on the defensive end, and which the Sixers really need good defense. With Embiid being iffy, that's why Cooper Flag would have been insane for anybody, but really for the Sixers. But I would say, they really need a defensive player, like oriented player.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think Ace Bailey could be that. I don't know about Dylan Harper if he can be a good defensive player. I think Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, I think both of them.
Yeah. Just from a size perspective, Ace Bailey would be great. 6'10", versus
he's a long wing.
All the other top guys are like 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", 6'6". Like when you already have Maxey and McCain having a 6'10" Ace Bailey.
If you look at the East, right? If you look at the East, like, man, all the good teams up there have versatile long wings. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby.
The Celtics and Knicks
Jason
about to play
Tatum.
each other with,
Right. Like the Sixers have nobody. They got Yabusele, who's like more of a center.
Are they going to have Yabusele next year?
I think they're going to try to keep him. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they'll have him next year.
No guarantee, but
right.
Yeah.
But
okay.
like,
wow.
you need guys to match up. Ace Bailey, I think, over time can get better at playing defense.
Yeah.
VJ Edgecombe, I think, is already a better versatile defender. So that's why I would like him right off the bat.
Okay.
I don't think he might give you as much offense, but still, I think they need defense more so.
Man. No, I'm doing research now of these guys.
This is a roller coaster because I thought we lost the pick. Like, I thought we lost it.
They told us we lost it.
But then the Pelicans fell out of the top 3 to the 7th.
This is insane.
This is why, like, tanking just doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, the Sixers are the reason this happened. So
yeah,
they facilitated
the Sixers, and now they're reaping the rewards. Wait, this is like the long-term Sixers play. They tanked so hard that they made the league adjust to their tanking, and now it benefits them this year. The fallout because of the odds and getting moved up into the top 3.
You know what they also could have done instead of playing this long game? Just, picked Jason Tatum. And then none of this would have been an issue.
Yeah,
but
true.
it's okay. So Dylan Harper, the summary of him from The Ringer is big, hyper-coordinated lead guard with an ability to get into the paint at will and an uncommonly mature offensive game.
But
He's
we already have Maxey and McCain. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't think we need him.
VJ Edgecombe, also again guard, similar build. I think they're both like 6'1". I believe Harper's 6'6", Edgecombe 6'5". Supernatural athlete with unteachable defensive playmaking instincts and solid shooting indicators.
That's why I like
he's their
VJ.
number 3 above Ace Bailey.
That's why I like VJ Edgecombe because of the defensive aspect. And if you have a
talking
team,
me into him.
If you have a team like. If we think McCain's going to be good in the future, and we know Maxey's going to be good in the future, like if we think those guys are our future because Embiid down the road, Paul George down the road, they're going to be old, they're already getting hurt. Like if you think that these guys are going to be your future, you need a defensive-oriented player around McCain and Maxey.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I want someone defensive-oriented because Embiid, who knows with him anymore, Paul George is old, isn't going to give you much defense. So you need someone like a versatile, good defender. That's why I like VJ Edgecombe.
Okay. You're talking me into him because I also saw, like, do the Sixers take the more seasoned prospect who can be good right now, or do they take more of a flyer on a guy who, not necessarily a flyer in the top 3, but like, do they take more of a project who will be good in 3 years versus a guy who will contribute right away?
Well,
at the top 3,
you don't have to worry about that.
yeah, you're getting both. This was an analysis of before.
Yeah.
Like, what do they choose? Now you don't have to choose between those two. Like, you're just getting a
now
great
you're just
prospect.
taking a great prospect. Like,
Good for now and the future.
yeah.
Ace Bailey, Ringer, has number 4. Athletic dribble pull-up artist. Concerns about his handle and decision-making loom large. Decision-making is an interesting... The Sixers have had turnover issues for years.
Yeah.
So I don't want decision-making problems.
Well, there was...
But-
that feedback is pretty common. Like, you
They'll
see
get
that...
smarter as they go.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes they don't. Like, think about, like,
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, right? Like, he just is a 3-and-D type guy now.
I would love if the Sixers had Mikal Bridges.
I would too.
They did have him.
But sometimes in the top 5 picks, you're looking for a guy that can be like, commanding your offense. Ace Bailey might not be that guy that's gonna be your Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
Be your Jalen
number one
Brunson.
option.
Right. Be your Jason Tatum. Right. Like.
Yeah. Since you have Maxey locked up, do you need a 1 option?
I don't think you do. Because Maxey's your long term. You just need guys around him. The problem with the Sixers long term is like if Embiid is not going to be healthy in the future, where's their defensive hammer? There isn't one.
there.
But if you look at all the teams that win championships,
Yeah.
they all
Defense
have
wins championships.
they all have a defensive hammer somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, like they're so yeah, I don't know, but
Okay.
this is at least a good start. Like if we get,
Yeah.
I'd be happy. I'd be fine with Ace Bailey. I think he can get better on the defensive end, but I think he'd be fine. I'd be fine with VJ Edgecombe, and one of those guys is going to fall to us no matter what.
Yeah. It's probably going to be Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, 1-2, and then it's.
But even
Who do you
if it's Ace Bailey
True.
or VJ Edgecombe too, we
Yeah.
could still get the others.
Yes. Yeah.
So like this is like perfect. I'm honestly, if the Sixers get any one of those 3 guys, I'd be pumped about it.
Any thought of Con Knipple or too much of a reach at 3?
Well, I just think
He's good, but I don't.
Well,
3 seems like a stretch.
he's good. I think he can down the road be a very solid player on a playoff team. But I think defensively, you don't know what you're going to get from him. Quite
Yeah.
yet. Like he's not able to move his feet quite as well as some of these other guys.
Mm-hmm.
And if you compare VJ Edgecombe to Con Knipple,
Yeah.
it's night and day for me on the defensive
Mm-hmm.
end. That's why Con Knipple, we don't even like. It's not even in question at this point,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So
Okay.
this is like amazing. Like
Yeah, I hope you get your Baylor guy. That would be so cool. You already love Baylor.
I
The fact
do.
that we have a shot at him.
I love Baylor, and now we have a
Is-
chance at VJ Edgecombe, and he's a defensive-oriented player. Baylor has all these good offensive-oriented players in the past,
Yeah.
but VJ Edgecombe's a very defensive-oriented player.
And that would pair really nicely with Maxey and VJ Edgecombe feel like they could be
I could just
a fun
I
duo.
could see VJ Edgecombe. Okay, say the Sixers.
We're imagining it already.
All right, I'm imagining it. But say the Sixers, because of their cap situation, because they're paying millions and millions of dollars to Paul George and Embiid for the next 3 years, 4 years, they're in a very bad spot, okay? Like,
Yes.
let's not sugarcoat it. Even after they got the 3rd overall pick, they're in a very bad spot.
Yes.
But I could see a situation where in 4 years, when this is all over with, right?
3 years.
3 years, but Embiid is still getting paid, for 4 years.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a 4-year, and we just finished the first.
Well, yeah, I think you still got 3 more.
okay.
Yeah,
At
you're right.
least 3 years.
At
then.
least 3 years. When this is all, getting wrapped up with, I could see VJ Edgecombe coming off of his rookie contract and like, hey, maybe we do have to trade him away because of where we're at. I don't know.
knows?
But I could see him being an amazing asset. Like
Yeah.
OG Anunoby-ish,
Yeah.
but a better offensive player.
Yeah.
Like that's the comp for me.
Okay.
Like
There we go.
a good offensive OG Anunoby.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is
I would
amazing.
love that.
Like
How tall is OG?
OG is taller.
Okay.
OG's bigger. So I would say
The defensive skill is there, just maybe not the
maybe
body.
right, maybe not the body, but like the athleticness
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah.
Like think about like Amen and Asar are like insane athletes, right?
Yeah.
Think about an athlete not quite as crazy as them because they're on another level.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
But like a very, very good athlete
yeah.
that is a high flyer, good instincts,
Yeah.
and has the body to like guard, a Jason Tatum, like someone like that.
Yeah.
You know what
An
I mean?
elite wing
Right. An
of
elite
any sort.
An elite wing is amazing, and the Sixers have a chance now to get one.
Yeah.
So Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe,
Oh, that's so exciting.
you're coming to Philly.
And again, like you said before, with that the Sixers are still in a bad spot. I want to wrap up with that. The Sixers are still in a bad spot.
They're
like
in a,
Parker
they're in a
said.
bad spot, even though they got
This
they
is
kept their
not-
pick. They moved into the lottery, the top 3.
Yeah. This
Amazing.
is like either the Sixers' future was on the line here because it would have been disaster if they didn't get this pick. This just like keeps them alive.
Yeah.
This keeps hope alive. It does not mean that they're like back to top tier. It just keeps them from being a complete disaster.
Yeah.
So just to put this in context of we are excited, but you made a good point of this is not the end all be all. The Sixers still have plenty of issues, so
They
we
still
don't want to
do.
get too ahead of ourselves.
Right. But man, what a lottery.
We'll have to do some drafts.
There was about 20 seconds
Coverage.
there where
Oh
I
my
was
goodness.
devastated.
I can't wait to watch this back and see our faces because we
I
like.
don't remember. I blacked out, Owen. I'm not going to lie. I was so upset. And there was 20
Oh,
seconds. I remember looking at the TV when that 7th pick, and I just, in my head, was like,
This is it.
oh, it's going to be.
This is being a Sixers fan.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, it was the Pelicans, and I was like, wait, what? I cannot.
Dude.
There's so many
That's-
takeaways. The Mavs have this
Oh my
this
word.
number 1 overall pick now. Like where does this put them next year? You have,
If
you have
Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving are healthy,
and then you have Cooper Flag. Like they have a chance now to be like a really good team.
Mavericks, Lakers, first round in the playoffs next year. Or will they both be too good to face off in the first round?
I don't know.
Second round.
Well, but here's the thing too, Owen. This was the Mavs. This was their pick. This is not
Yeah.
a pick they traded for. Okay.
It was just straight up, yeah.
So what if? Okay, I know this is all theoretical, but like, what if they didn't trade away Luca? Now you added Cooper Flag, right? Because this is their pick.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
they might
if
have-
they had Luca, their pick that they had could have been
It probably would have
different.
been worse. They wouldn't have even been in the lottery. Probably.
Yeah.
Right.
So butterfly effect.
Yeah.
If they had Cooper Flag and Luka Doncic, oh my word.
With Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving,
yeah.
but still really good outlook for the Mavs.
yeah.
Really good outlook for the
Good.
Spurs.
Couldn't have asked for anything better from those two.
The Spurs now can add another elite piece. Like who do the
Yeah,
Spurs want? Like I don't know. They have the potential
Whoever.
now for,
They have De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle,
and they
Victor
got the hammer.
Wembanyama.
They got the hammer. They got
You
Victor.
can add whatever you want to that. So
Oh, man, it's good for them.
yeah, really all the top 4 teams, shocker, top 4 teams, winners. Teams that fell out of the top 4, losers.
The man, sorry Wizards fans, sorry Pelicans fans,
Jazz fans.
sorry Jazz
Those are the
fans,
big 3, I think.
and sorry Charlotte fans too, because they were supposed to be top 3.
Yeah, fell out of projected spots.
So you thought you had a chance to keep a flag, all of those teams, and turns out the Mavs, who had a 1.8% chance of winning.
Oh man.
If the Sixers would have fallen out of the top 6, I would be so mad right now.
Yeah, it's good to know that we can't trust your nightmares because if this one happened, then the next time you have a nightmare,
We would have known
be
that.
worried.
Right.
but now you're good to go.
We're good. We're good. It was
so-
just a nightmare. That's all it was.
Yep,
It was not like actual reality. So
exactly. So thank you guys for watching. Comment your thoughts, who you think the Sixers should take, and yeah, we'll have some pre-draft content coming soon.
definitely, this is a good day for Sixers
Yes.
fans.
Yes, it is.